Good morning. Hayom Yom, Aleph Elul, and Rosh Chodesh. So the Frieidker Rebbe writes in his diary that on Aleph Elul, when he was a boy of 9 years old, so he was off on his lunch break from Cheder, and he came into his house and he saw how his father, the Rebbe Rashab, was in a very, very serious mood. And the Rebbe Rashab told him that he should eat lunch quickly and then he should come into his room. So the Frieidker Rebbe ate lunch and then he went into his father's room, and when he came into the room, so he saw that his father was sitting at the window saying Tehillim, and then his eyes were extremely red from crying. But when he came in, the Rebbe Rashab closed his Tehillim and he turned to the Frieidker Rebbe and he told him that when he was a boy of 9 years old, so his father, the Rebbe Marash, called him into his room on Aleph Elul, and he told him that when he was a boy of 9 years old, so during the month of Elul, his father, the Tzemach Tzedek, was out of town. He was at a rabbinical conference in Petersburg. But he came back in the middle of Elul, and when he came back, he called the Rebbe Marash into his room, and he told him that before I left, I told you to say Tehillim on a specific schedule. And you should know that when I was a boy of 9 years old, so my grandfather, the Alter Rebbe, who was like my father, so he told me that he had heard from his teacher, the Maggid, who had heard from his teacher, the Baal Shem Tov, who had heard from his teacher, Achi Hashloini, which is a biblical figure which came to teach the Baal Shem Tov especially. The Achi Hashloini told the Baal Shem Tov that starting today on Aleph Elul, all the way through Yom Kippur, you should go through the entire Tehillim in a special way. And the way you should do it is that every single day, starting Aleph Elul, you should say 3 Psalms, 3 Kapitlach. So the first day do 1 through 3, and then 4 through 6, and so on and so forth. And then in Yom Kippur, you should say the final 36 Kapitlach, the final 36 Psalms. And the way you do that is you say 9 Kapitlach right when Yom Kippur starts, before you start Kol Nidre. 9 Kapitlach on Yom Kippur night, right before you go to sleep. 9 Kapitlach Yom Kippur afternoon after Musaf, and 9 Kapitlach right at the end of Yom Kippur after Ne'ilah. And that way you go through the entire Tehillim in a special way. And he concluded that if for whatever reason you didn't start on Aleph Elul, so whenever you start Gimel Elul, Dal Elul, Tesvav Elul, pick up wherever you are in the cycle, and make up the lost Kapitlach in your own time. And that's what he told him. And after the Rebbe Rashab told the Frieidker Rebbe this, he told him, take the Tehillim right now, today Aleph Elul, and begin, say the first 3 Kapitlach, and make sure to do it every single day. And he said, when you get older, I will share with you all the incredible and wonderful things I heard about this tradition. And we know this all because the Frieidker Rebbe wrote it in his diary 10 years later when he was 19 years old. And he wrote that in all these years, I haven't missed one day of the Elul Tehillim. He says, though, till this moment, I totally forgot about my father's promise to share with me all the things he heard about this tradition. And just now I remembered, he said, when he's 19. But we don't know if he ever fulfilled, if he ever cashed in on that promise or not. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.